Good afternoon, it's Friday the 20th of September and it's just 12:15 now, and I'm back on the canal today, but this is a new stretch of canal. I'm just going to pan round so you can see that I've got some locks here and I'm actually between some locks. I've never fished this stretch before. I came down last year, had a look at it just going into the winter. All of the reeds have died off. It's quite cold and chilly down here. Had a look, earmarked it for this year and thought, well, I'll come back in the autumn and take another look at it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to fish it today. I've not fished here before. I've no idea if there's even any fish in here. So it'll be quite interesting. I haven't seen anything on my walk down when I've just gone out the car. I've not seen anything topping or any fish move, but it's quite an interesting bit of canal, because what you've got over that side is you've got the lock over that side of the canal where the boats come up and down. They use that lock, and then this side over here is where it sucks the water back up out of this section of canal and puts it back into the other section. So I'm just going to take a look at that one moment, if you follow me. I'll just have to spin the camera around in a minute. But as you can see, hopefully on the film, it's actually sucking the water up at this very moment. So it's dragging the water up into there. Very difficult to see with the sunlight. And then we'll just go around and have a look at the other section. Bit windy, I'll lose the sound on the film footage. And then at this end over here, this is where the water gets pumped back into the canal. So I've actually got a flow here, and it reaches almost the end of those reeds. I've been stopping and looking, and when it's pumping in with force, it travels all the way down to those reeds. I could almost trot a stick float down here, I reckon, but I've only got the pole gear with me today. But I might come over and actually give that a go one day. I might fish off of here and see if I can trot the canal. It wouldn't be the first time I've done it in some areas. And as you can see, there's the other side of the lock. So what we got here is most of the boats, as they come through the lock here, then make a beeline for obviously the outside of that barge that's permanently moored up there. And so this half of the canal tends to get left alone. So I'm just deciding whether to fish below the lock at the moment or above the lock. I'm just going to take a look and make a decision. Talk to you shortly. It's absolutely beautiful, especially when the sun's shining here. But I've just started off and I'm fishing more or less the same as I was yesterday, where I've got two rigs and I'm fishing a shallow rig here with a 0.3 of a gram float, and I've got one below the float just giving me the depth. I've got two shot bolt and then one above the hook, size 18, couple of maggots, but I'm fishing that literally just down here in front of me, just the length of these top two sections. And I've also plumbed up and I've set up another rig. Oh, hang on. And I've set up another rig, and this is 6 sections out, so top 2 plus 4, and this is a 0.4 of a gram float, and it's bulked down about 3/4 of the way down, and then a dropper just before the hook, and that's at dead depth at the moment as well. So that's the top 2 plus 4, and that's just where it starts to drop into the boat channel here, because what tends to happen is the boats come up this particular section. You can see the lock there, there's no lock this side, and the boats all tend to go up that side, so that's where the deeper water is, and that's where it just starts. So I'm just going to fish into there with this. That's on a size 18 as well, so I can fish 2 maggots. I've not cupped anything out there just yet. What I'd actually thought I'd do is wait and see just how much boat traffic there was, and then dependent upon how much boat traffic there was, then I'd decide on my approach there. As you can see on the camera now as well, when that lock fills up for the boats to come up, that water comes racing down here, and it absolutely pours down. And then what happens is they then pump the water back on this side. The water's pumped up, so there's actually a flow comes up this side here, and so it's quite interesting, and it's absolutely tanking through at the moment. But I've just started fishing. I've been trickling a few red maggots and pinkies down here. Missed one bite, connected with the second. I've had a beautiful rudd of about that size, about 1/4 pound or so, which I've got in the net. I'll show you a bit later. And I'm going to get fishing. I'll let this boat get out of the way first and recommence fishing. Right, just about to start again down here. Boat's just gone past. I've been still dribbling a few in, but the main surge of water's passed now, from where it's being pumped back in. But it looked a perfect little spot, really more for some perch. I was most amazed to catch that rudd here, but I'm glad I did. That's quite made up for yesterday, that has. I haven't fished right down the inside ledge for years. I used to always fish down the inside ledge when, oh, missed that one. Always used to fish down the inside ledge when I was younger. That's where I used to mainly catch gudgeon most of the time from here, and perch as well, but it used to be gudgeon in the main. But I tend to mainly fish either 3/4 of the way across or all the way across these days, because it's the only place where you don't tend to get so many boats. I do fish in front with chop worm for perch quite often, but seldom do I fish down here with maggots like I am now. Here we are. Oh, there it was. Just check that hook's not masked at all. No. Must have struck a bit softly, I think. Not setting the hook properly. Here we are. On a 2 to 4 elastic, so it's obviously bigger than a 4-ounce roach, as you can tell. Oh, it's perch. Nice. Looks like we might get a bit of a mixed bag today. It's right in the scissors. Awkward little devil. Come on. There we go. Hoping to get some bigger ones of these this autumn. It's a beautiful spot. There's quite a bit of road noise, but with these reeds, sun shining, the boat parked up further up, it's quite picturesque actually. Gone out to the far line at the moment, which I've baited with some some liquidised bread and some bread punch on the hook, and I've put in and just had a fish straight away out there, which usual thing with punch bread. Looks like could be a little roach or even a little rod. Let's have a look. Well, looks a bit more promising than yesterday, and the sun's shining, the sky is blue. What more could you want? Right, I'll put the camera off for the moment, I think. It's just 4:15 now. I'm going to call it a day at that. I'll get the net out in a moment, let that dry while I pack the rest of the stuff away. It's been worth coming. It's made a nice change of scenery. The fishing's been very slow though. The fish that I've had, they've been good quality fish, that's the main thing. They've all been of quite a good size, you know, the perch, the roach, the bream. Can't complain, there just hasn't been a lot of small fish about, and as I've watched the water, I haven't seen many small fish topping at all. That's just today. On another day it might be entirely different. I think I'll come back here a little bit later in the year when the boat traffic starts to slow, another couple of weeks or something, and have a look then, see what it's like then. But in the meantime, once again, thank you for watching, and until the next time, all the best with your angling.